Good morning from me and Betty. Betty, say good morning. I usually never film in this room because I hate how it looks. This was going to be the first room that we were planning to renovate. It's actually going to be the last room now, and we're now just left with tiles that I started tearing off. The door frame isn't finished, so it just looks a bit rough in here. But I wanted to share my hair care routine because I have sort of updated, changed it, invested some money into it over the last couple of months because I was getting quite desperate with my hair, and yeah, I thought I would share. So my hair is on day 2. Day 2 for me is the best hair day. So for washing, I changed to the Redken shampoo and conditioner, and I am quite happy with it. It smells really nice. I don't know how much of a difference this combination has actually made to my hair. I have made many changes to my routine all at the same time, so I can't really contribute one particular product works the best, but this is just the combination. So this is what I wash with, and I also use the conditioner for my leave-in, as you will see in a bit. And then after I wash, I'll do a deep condition with Olaplex number 3. This product has never let me down. I swear by it. I've used it so many times over the years. Whenever I'm really desperate and I want an instant positive change to my hair, I go for this. My hair naturally is very dry. It really lacks moisture, which is why I use the Redken combo as well. They're supposed to be really good for moisture. So anything that is moisturizing, conditioning, I will go for, and yeah, this one is a lifesaver. I will also sometimes combine that with a scalp oil treatment, so for that I use this. If I have a full day to sort my hair out, basically, I'll put this on in my scalp, massage it in, I'll braid my hair and maybe put a bandana on or something and leave that in for 1 to 2 hours. Then I'll wash it out. Then I do my Olaplex, I'll wash the Olaplex out, and then that's my hair care done. Then I have another oil that I use more on a nightly basis. It's not a mask oil treatment, and it is this oil, and I'll put 1 pipette's worth all over my scalp. I'll massage my scalp a little bit in the evening, put that on, really massage it in, and then I go to sleep with that, and it doesn't leave my hair greasy at all. Actually, for me, for my hair, it gives it a bit of texture, a bit of grit, which is why day 2 is always the best hair day, because it's not super greasy yet, but it's also not really flat and perfectly clean. My hair needs a bit of something. And then also I will apply this product to my ends before I go to sleep. This product is really great because I have always struggled with how to care for my hair overnight, and yeah, this protects your hair overnight, keeps it nice, silky smooth, and my hair isn't perfect, but it's not frizzy, and that's what I want to avoid. It's a little bit frizzy on this side. This is my problem side. So then we get to the next morning and it's time to refresh. So I just give my hair a quick brush, and then I grab my spray water bottle and I'll just refresh the curls. So I just go like that, and you can kind of slowly see them come back to life. Like I said, my hair needs moisture, and then I kind of try and get the curl to naturally form, and then I grab it all, and the curls tend to form in this direction, and then it's time to scrunch. So the curls are forming very quickly. This did not happen before. My hair would still be very frizzy and the curl just wouldn't take, whereas now, having done all the deep conditioning, all the oiling of my scalp has really contributed to my hair just generally being healthier, and then it's just so much easier for my hair to take the water. And then I'll just grab the teeniest, tiniest little bit of my conditioner, this much, and apply it just for the curls to have something to hold on to. And then I'll grab my towel. I used to use a microfiber towel. I know I probably should still, but I haven't really been doing that, and I don't really see negative impact, but I just really try and scrunch out any leftover water in there. And then I repeat on the other side. Like I said, the other side is not as collaborative, and that side struggles a lot more with frizz as well. Also, the reason why I do it sideways and not like upside down, how like many other curly routines go, is that I want to maintain my parting here. I don't want things to get knotty or messy. I air dry my hair, which does take a bit more time, but I've done the diffusing and it just really doesn't create the look that I like, so I'm just gonna leave my hair to the back and let it dry. With anything skincare or hair or makeup, I like to be super low maintenance. I get bored super quickly. I don't want it to take a very long time, and like, yes, the drying takes a long time, but the overall refresh in the morning takes like 5 minutes. My hair is dry now. Very importantly, as it's drying, I do not touch it. I aggravate it as little as possible. I always try and get dressed before doing my hair as well, so I'm not having to like pull over shirts and stuff. But what I'm going to do now is just do this to my roots, because it kind of dries flat, and oh, this feels so good to just make the roots go more, I don't know, voluminous. My hair will look quite full, but it will fall after a while. It just feels really, well, it just feels really nice to make this a bit more fresh. And then, yeah, sometimes my curls will be a bit knotted, I don't know, and then I will go through it with my fingers and the curls then do kind of disappear, but I would rather have smooth, defined hair than like curly, crunchy, knotted hair. I don't like that at all. This side is always so weird, so yeah, I'll just go like that. Look at that, nice bounce coming back. I actually got a very fun purchase yesterday. It's actually a bit of a wild story. So I saw this rug on Facebook Marketplace. How beautiful is that? I don't want it to live in this room, but we just had to like roll it out. I wanted to have a look at it, but I saw this on Facebook Marketplace and I knew I had to get it. It was up for £400, which is more money than I would want to spend at the moment, especially for a rug that I'm not really looking for. But I knew this rug is worth more than £400. I knew it was a bargain. So we went to get it and we went into this woman's house and she basically tried to get me to spend £1,000 instead. And I just said to her, like, I didn't come here like planning to spend more than £400. And what she had done is put the rug on ChatGPT to ask ChatGPT how much it was worth, and ChatGPT was telling it that she would ideally need to get £800 for it, but in an ideal world it would go for like £1,000 to £1,200. And I was just looking at her like, I'm not going to spend that money, so it's up to you. Now I was ready to walk away, but I was in her house already. That was her mistake. Don't let people into your house if you don't want to sell them something. She could have easily opened the door to me and said, I'm really sorry, I'm not looking to sell it for any less than £1,000, and I would have said fair play, and she would have easily sold it for that amount of money. So it's her bad. It's her bad. I feel really bad for her because I could tell that her husband was really annoyed that she was selling it. So I actually ended up paying £420 for this rug. I think they might have inherited it because obviously she had no idea what this rug was worth, and I could tell just from like looking at the photos online. So I was so chuffed with myself, especially because I told Ryan, I was like, we're gonna go pick up this rug, it's £400, but like trust me, this is a bargain, like this is worth a lot of money. And I feel like he probably just thought I was trying to convince him because I wanted it, but that was such good like proof that I know my rugs. So yeah, it is quite big. This is more of a long-term investment for when we do move into a bigger house, which is not on the cards. We're not looking to move anytime soon, but we will at one point. And then we have a rug ready. I especially don't love it in this room. It doesn't really make sense. So I think I'm going to put it into my office. Just going to be a bit tricky because there's a lot of furniture in it, but I think it will be nice and cozy. And also some of the floorboards in that room are starting to go. Like, we ideally need to replace them, but I'm thinking if I put a rug on top, then they will last maybe a little bit longer and we can avoid having to redo the floorboards. So yeah, I'm gonna roll this up. Actually, I'm gonna tidy up my office first and then put it in there. And if it doesn't work at all, like with the doors especially, I can't even close this door, then we'll just keep it folded up and store it in the loft. This would fit perfectly in the dining room, but I just feel really weird about wool rugs in a dining room. It feels kind of unhygienic. I don't know, it feels wrong. Just, I don't like the thought of that. But yeah, let's fold this. The rug is rolled up again for now, folded up again, because it doesn't fit under the doors, but then Ryan just came home and he said he can just shave down the doors, so we'll do that. I do, however, think that I might then have to change out these curtains because it does like clash slightly. I think in person it looks really good, but I have to also think like I'm taking mirror photos here, which is so vain, but it doesn't, I don't like how that looks, it's just too much. I do really like the wood floors in here though, I don't know. I did get dressed, ready to go to the gym, so we will do that in a bit, but I just have to charge my phone because it's on 8%, which is no good. So I'm going to just work on one of my knit projects. I've been working on the novice vest by Petite Knit, and then someone left a comment on my last video to ask like, oh, what's the experience like with superwash, holding it with mohair? And I was like, superwash? I did not clock that the merino yarn that I was using for this was a superwash. So I didn't fully cast it off before I blocked it. So I blocked everything. I obviously already did the hems and stuff because I do find that affects the fit. And I measured everything and it didn't really grow that much. I think the mohair is holding it together, but it really doesn't fit nicely. Like, I find the armhole specifically to sit way too low. Like, it works with this t-shirt underneath, but this is a big oversized t-shirt and I feel like that looks weird. It's really hard to figure out because this is going to be a gift for my mum and I'm obviously just trying on myself, but it might fit differently on her and she might wear it differently to me. So I already made a start on a new one. It looks horrendous because I frogged the yarn and my tension is all over the place now. And then I'm following a smaller size so it comes out smaller, but I think I made it way too small now. I think I need to put this on a lifeline so I can at least try it on and see the difference. Yeah, this is way too small now. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is like really tight. That's okay though, I can just frog the underarm join back and, oh no, I do actually need to frog back quite a lot. Okay, that's fine. I'll frog it back again and do it again. Oh. This project is genuinely driving me insane. I'm gonna have to recount everything and see where I went wrong. This is not, it's not making sense. I frogged things back. When I'm counting, it doesn't really look that far off from the blocked version, so I'm hoping that things will kind of like even out, stretch out, go to the right measurements. But I am just adding a little bit more length to the top before I then join it in the round. And then I would like to get this to a point where I don't have to like try it on to make sure I'm doing everything right. So I can take it with me to the gym, because then afterwards I might head into the city, grab a coffee, grab something nice to eat. I feel like in my videos it probably comes across as though I'm like constantly eating out, going for coffees, lunches, brunches, whatever, but I really don't. I do it mostly for the videos because I think it's nice to see like different environments and stuff, but I can get into quite a hermit mode, and most of the time I only leave the house to go exercise and I come straight home. I do have to remind myself that every now and again I can treat myself, and I would like to do that today, although it is Saturday so it probably will be quite busy.
With that, I'm going to be looking for skirts and skirts, ideally skirts, but I'm not going to be too. I wear a lot of like athleisure skirts, and I just think
I don't think I'm quite gonna make going to the gym today actually, which is fine. I am going to block this before I even join the bottom here. It's a mess. There are so many loose ends. I'm getting really frustrated with this project, but I want to block it to see if this tension evens out. I have a feeling that because I'm reusing the blocked superwash yarn that it's going to, I don't know, react weirdly, but I want to find that out before I add any more unnecessary length. So I'm going to block this and then I'm going to head into town. I'm getting quite hungry, so I don't want to leave it any later. And because I am blocking this and not taking this with me, I thought instead of going to a cafe knitting, which I can't really be asked to be honest, I'm going to just simply grab some food and then go to Oxfam because I just fancy going through their fabric stuff. I like looking for nice buttons, I don't know, and then I'm just going to come back home. I think that will be a nice little break to get some fresh air, stretch my legs, take a break from knitting as well. I've been really bad at knitting for prolonged amount of times, and then my hands get really sore, my elbows get really sore, and the only way to fix that is by taking more breaks and just stopping knitting for a while, which I have done, but I don't want to get back into a bad habit. So yeah, I'm gonna block this and then we'll head out. Betty's very vocal when I come home. We always joke that she's like a dog who greets you. I got one thing while I was in town, and it is this book about traditional stripes and lattices. And it's so cool. Like, it's really not something that I have as a little table book, but it has like all these cool, yeah, striped fabric patterns, and that is literally all that this book does, and I love that. These are like similar to fabric swatches and stuff that I already save on Pinterest, so I have like an original source now. Town was so much busier than I thought it was, but I don't actually think it was like busier than any other Saturday. I just don't go into the city on a Saturday at all, ever. I'm usually there on a weekday at like very random times when normal people are at their normal job, so I was just not used to it. And also, these trousers that I'm wearing, they are so loose the more the day gets on and the more I'm wearing them. Like, they were not this loose fitting this morning when I put them on, but they were like falling down and my pants were peeking out. So I was just always like pulling them up, and it's really stressing me out because I was then getting paranoid that people were looking at me because my pants, because they were like hanging down my arse. They weren't, because I was making sure they were being held up, but it's just really annoying because I can't send them back. I got them from Bershka. That is kind of what I get for shopping fast fashion, isn't it? And they have this like roll over situation, which I really like, but I don't know how to then fix them. Like, look at the size of them now. They were not this big this morning. I swear to God, they had like some kind of hold around my waist. Now my waist is just, I don't know, miles away from where it should be. I need to figure out how to fix that. Lap time. If it was down to Betty, she would be on my lap 24/7. She loves it. Ryan is out this evening, so I think I'm going to take my makeup off, grab some crochet supplies, start a new crochet project. I want to maybe do a granny square project, because like I said, I have been knitting a lot and I think I need like a different motion for my hands, and I find crochet is good versatility for that. Yes. Are you coming back? Don't put your bum to everyone, that's so rude. Oh, you are so sweet. I wish I could take her with me everywhere like a dog. Like, she doesn't ever really want to be apart from me, but I know she would also freak out if I took her out into the city. That would be mental. And she's shedding like hell. We need to give you a good brush. I had some popcorn left over from when we went to the cinema yesterday. We went to see Backrooms, which I quite liked. I felt it was a lot scarier than I thought it was going to be. Like, a lot of anticipation, which I really like in a horror film. We also watched Obsession a day before that, which I also liked, but for different reasons. I thought the plot of Obsession was really interesting and really fun, but it was like a lot more gore, which I find like funny in a horror film. Like, gory stuff, it's just so silly. I used to be really scared to watch horror films. It didn't used to be my thing, especially in the cinema, but they're actually like my favourite types of films to watch now, especially new films. I think most new films that I like are usually horror films. Like, I think the best type of cinema at the moment is horror. I thought I was going to do a crochet project today, but I haven't really got enough of a plan to start one, and I have gotten really good over time to not like force it. Most of the time when I force a project, nothing good comes from it and I'm just wasting my time. So I'm going to do another swatch with this yarn. It's a drops yarn, I forgot. I already made one the other day and I blocked it, but this is too loose, too gappy for the project that I want it for. So I'm going to go down a needle size, and then I think this swatch should be good. I also made this swatch the other night, which is quite fun, a bit of lace knitwork, because I am still obsessed with ponchos and I think I want to prep a poncho for the winter time maybe. I don't really know what's going to come from it, but this is kind of like the lace edge that I'm working on, and I think I'll cast on the whole width and do like the lace work at the bottom and then the lace work around the edges, if that makes sense. And I'm quite excited about those projects. That's how it should be. I should feel excited and not like, oh, I need to figure out a crochet project, but I don't really know what and I don't really want to. Then I don't really need to, which is truly mind-blowing for me. It is only like 5:30. Oh, 6 p.m, but I think I will put on a film. I've been swiveling the TV around because our sofa desperately needs a top-up of filling, and I get quite bad hip pain when I'm sitting on it for a long time. It's fine when you're sitting on it in like a loungy way, but because I'm always sitting upright to knit, it's not the greatest. Whereas these, yes, here, go look outside. Whereas these IKEA chairs, they're quite solid, but in like a comfortable way, you know? I ended up watching one battle after another, which I've been meaning to watch for ages, and it was so good. I kind of knew that I was going to like it, like I had high expectations and they were fully met. It was such a good film. I don't think I need to be telling anyone that it's a good film. It's literally Oscar winning. But it, like, the plot was so interesting, but the way the story was told was so interesting and different and really invested. I am glad I didn't go watch it in the cinema. I cannot watch films in the cinema that are almost 3 hours long. It's just too long. So I knew I'd enjoy that on streaming, and I did. I loved it. This is where I'm at with my poncho. It just looks like a long sort of scarf, and it looks really nice. Like, this is how the corner looks, same on this side. However, as I'm knitting it, I don't know, it felt too long and I kept holding up to my body and it felt alright, but the more width I'm working up or length, the more I can tell that it is too long. So I just held it up to a poncho that I have, and I actually need to shave off, like, basically I need to divide this by half, which is fantastic. I always get really annoyed when this happens because I feel like I've wasted so much time knitting, basically like a massive gauge swatch. But as much as you can do all the maths and, you know, calculate everything, you cannot do the maths for how things fit, and this does just like stretch out so much once it has weight added to it, whereas with this feels so light and it didn't stretch as much because of my bind off edge. So I'm going to frog it. I don't actually know how much more knitting I'm going to do tonight. I probably shouldn't do too much more because I've been at it for a while and I just feel my little finger especially get very sore very quickly because of the way that I'm holding the tension, and it really worries me, like, long term, what that is causing. I don't know. I have also been thinking more about the rug situation, and I went through my office Pinterest board and there are actually a lot of rugs that I can spot, and I think it would be really cozy to have it in that room because that also then leads into our bedroom. So I will definitely get Ryan to shave down the doors, and then I am already looking at replacement curtains, or I do also know how to make curtains myself. I made the ones upstairs. They're not great, but if I was to do it again now, I'd do it a lot better. That's gonna be it for me tonight. Thank you, as always, so much for watching, for tagging along today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, hopefully I will see you again next time. Goodbye.